Welcome to part 8 of Pool Opening 2021. I'm Jay, and today I'm going to show you how to add granular shock to your pool. Now, if you've owned a pool, you know the deal. You get a bucket and you put the shock in there and you fill it with water and you mix it up, and then you take the whole bucket and pour it around the pool. I don't have time for that. So you don't need the bucket anymore. I'm going to show you a better way to do it. Before you start commenting and saying I'm wrong, different people have different ways of doing things. If you're going to come on my video and tell me I'm doing it wrong, you don't belong here to start with, because you obviously think you know what you're doing. This is my way, and it's a lot faster, and a lot less messy, and a lot safer as well. Here's how we do it. What you're about to see, I have been doing for the last 14 years with this very pool. I have not once, ever, in 14 years, had a problem doing it this way. It's very, very simple. Just pay attention and follow the steps. If you don't feel comfortable doing it my way, go back to your bucket method. That's fine. Just don't fall in the bucket and drown. There are a few important points along the way. The first thing we're going to do is shut off the pool pump. The next thing is, if you have a heater of any kind, I have solar, which is that black handle back over there, right there. That's an automatic valve, and I have that set to off. The next thing that you must do is go to your multi-port valve. Next to the multi-port valve is the filter. If you do this with your filter in circuit, you're going to destroy the elements in your filter. You don't have to ask me how I know, because I knew better than to even try that. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. Anyhow, you must change your multi-port valve to the recirculate function. Not filtration or anything else. You want recirculate. And that bypasses the filter, so the shock that we're putting in will not go in your filter. This is a temporary thing. For really 10 minutes would be enough. You can wait an hour if you want, whatever you feel most comfortable with, but you must set your pool to recirculate and bypass your filter, and make sure that your heater of any kind is also bypassed. And then you can go ahead and turn the pool back on, let everything start pumping and doing its thing. Just give it a minute, you know when it's ready. Now, I just opened my pool after sitting all winter, so it's green and disgusting, and it needs shock and chemicals and all kinds of good stuff. So here's how we're going to do it. We want to go to the nearest skimmer to the pumps. The one down there is farther away than this one. So this is the nearest one to the pumps, and that's the one we're going to use. So yes, we're going to go to our skimmer. Take the top off. Apparently we've been filtering out a lot of stuff from the pool, so I'm just going to have to muck that out, and this is only because I just opened it. And I'm going to pull my basket as well. And if I tell you that I only opened the skimmers up about 20 minutes ago, I would not be lying to you. There's just that much that I have to clean up. So anyway, now all we're going to do is put the chlorine shock in. You cannot just dump it in, because you're going to destroy your pool equipment in one fell swoop. The key is to do this slowly. Very, very slowly. we'll take it and we want to just sprinkle. Okay, now look. Do you think that amount of chlorine is going to do damage to anything? Because here's the philosophy behind this. Provided that you sprinkle this in at a slow rate like that, that little bit that you put in, that little bit that you put in, that little bit that you put in is going into this, essentially, this is a bucket that always has water flowing through it. And this chlorine dissolves almost instantly in that water. And then it has to travel through more water and more water all the way back to your pump, through that, and return to the pool. So by the time that you get done putting all this in, you're only chlorinating the water that's going through the pump, super-chlorinating it for just a second or so. And even then, the chlorination factor is not really going to be that high, because that's why we're going so slow. You just sprinkle it in just like this. If you have little clumps in yours, that's all right. We'll just keep shaking in a little bit. You can stop and pause for a little bit also, and just let that kind of do its thing. Add some more. If the water's cloudy, then, you know, just wait a moment, and then we'll add a little more, add a little more, add a little more. It's recommended to shock your pool once a week. You can do it more often if you need, or less often, depending on what your pool actually needs. How much shock you use, you're going to want to follow the directions on the package. For me, this scoop works perfectly, so that's why I have it. It's just the right amount. And we just sprinkle all this in. We're almost there. That's it. You just shocked your pool. Shocking, isn't it? That's right. What I recommend you do is, I'm just going to pull this just so you can see a little bit better. I'll just scoop some of this crap out of here. And now, take your basket out again, because you might find, I don't know if you can see this basket has a weight in the center, and there is granulated shock on that. So just take your basket and just kind of do one of these jobbies with it. And that's going to rinse all that off. Even if you don't, it's going to make its way. And what I also like to do, just to ensure, is just kind of reach down in here and just sort of swish around. You want to be careful when you get all the way down to the bottom, because there is full suction and it will suck your hand down in there. So you do want to be careful about that. But I like to just circulate everything in there, and that way I know that all of the shock has gone to do its job where it's supposed to, and you're all done. Put the basket in. We'll put that back. We'll put that back, and you're all done. And now that you've done that, and you've let, a good 10 minutes go by, or longer if you feel that is necessary, that's totally up to you. You can now shut off your pump once again, and move your multi-port valve back to filtration, and carry on. Simple as that. So the next time somebody tells you this is how it's done, this is how it has to be, think outside the box. There are definitely other options out there. While not all of them are great advice, when you have the experience to back it, like I said, I've been doing this for the last 14 years without ever having a problem. That's experience. So that should speak volumes to you. I thank you very much for watching. If you're a regular subscriber, I certainly appreciate it. If not, make sure you hit the subscribe button there. And stay tuned, because in the next part, we're going to be starting up the filter over here. We'll see you then.